Welcome, friends. Today, we are doing another fragrance review. Outrageous. And that is right, my friends. Once again, I have returned to you with another fragrance review. And the fragrance we are reviewing today is Vanisia by Creed. Vintage Vanisia by Creed. I'll come on to that in a minute. This fragrance will follow my tried and trusty technique of telling you the notes, telling you which notes I get, and then just talking about the fragrance. So, let's start, shall we? Jasmine, rose, bergamot, ambergris, sandalwood, musk, benzoin, vanilla, labdanum. That's about it. So the main notes that I get in this are bergamot, jasmine, ambergris, sandalwood, and musk, labdanum. Okay, so this is a vintage Creed. It is old, my friends. It is motherfucking ancient. How old is it? It doesn't actually have the name on the bottle. Instead it says millésime. It's got the name on the base. So I suppose it does have the name on the bottle, to be fair. But it's a sticker on the bottom of all things, you know? Not to waste space on the bottle or, you know, deface the face. They put the name on the bottom. This is very ancient. Look at the box. I don't know if you can tell. That is smooth. That is smooth. It doesn't have the pattern on. Okay, but what it does have is it has a little bit of a pattern on there, and that is fabric. How fancy you are. It's got all of this jazz. I don't know if this jazz is still on the bottles today, but this is the back. Look. It went to Canada. Guess where I bought it from? Alcohol, fragrance, and demineralized water. I mean, it still makes us laugh to this day. Fragrance. Tailor. Parfumeur. This is the top. I'm not even going to attempt that because the French are particularly riotous and I do not want to have a horde of them at my door for butchering their national tongue. Okay. I did notice this, though. Imperatrice Sissy. Who's the sissy? The French. Sissies. Never. Okay. I have just recently sold this. This is my second and last bottle. And I've got to be honest, I don't really like this, and I will come on to why in a bit. Fragrance starts with a big bergamot and something very, very dusty, powdery sort of thing, you know? But you get that sparkly bergamot at the top, right? Stop me when this starts to sound familiar. You get that sparkly bergamot at the top, and then the mid, that sort of comes away quite quickly. Then you are left with a floral sort of thing going on, but you realize you are plummeting fast through this fragrance. The top and the mid, they're not really things. They're just kind of there for... Excuse me whilst I hydrate. The top and the mid are kind of just there for, like, I don't know. I like wallpaper. They're just there for show, you know? They don't really add anything to the fragrance, if I'm being honest, apart from, like, a talking point. You get this kind of jasmine rose, that vintage Chanel Guerlain sort of mid thing, you know, very, very vintage, you know. And then you reach the base. Now, the base is where this fragrance is at. That dustiness I talked about before sort of it stops being so dusty and becomes more powdery. I can't explain the difference, but you'll have to just... I think it's the dryness. It's a different type, or the density. That might be the better way of putting it. Like a powdery sort of thing's more dense than dust, you know? Dust has like bigger particles and it's irritant, whereas powdery's more kind of, you know, it's soft and welcoming and smooth, you know? For me, the main star of the show in this is labdanum. And it's this big round labdanum, and it's faceted with the vanilla and a little bit of benzoin. It's quite ambery, you know, that kind of amberiness. And then the jasmine's in there as well. And then it's very smoothly blended, but it also contrasts and almost jars against that vintage Creed sandalwood ambergris musk accord. That made the old Creeds brilliant. You know, that was their DNA. They've completely thrown that out the window now. It must be too expensive. They want to go in a different direction. Fuck them. Whatever, let them go. This has that, but it's also got a massive dollop of labdanum. Like the labdanum amber vanilla thing is like this. It hits with a thud, you know. And it's big, and it's smooth, and it's round, and it's objectively it's very nice, but I don't like it. It's the only way I can put it. I don't like it because it smells like Creed's take on Shalimar. Sparkly little top, floral mid, big fuck off labdanum, amber, kind of rubbery almost. It's got grip. It's not quite as grippy as a Shalimar, but it's there. I think the grippiness is taken away by that ambergris sandalwood musk thing. It brightens it up a bit. You know, it loosens it up, makes it a bit more viscous, a little bit more runny. Whereas the Shalimar, kind of like I say, grips on us. Feels like it's holding us. Or like it's like a balloon. The texture of a balloon, rubbery. You know? And I've had a vintage Shalimar. And I much prefer this one, I must admit. I do prefer Vanisia. But not enough to wear it and keep it. And so I put it up for sale. Strangely enough, somebody earlier this week bought it from me and then cancelled the order at like 12 o'clock at night. I was like, you bastard. And then somebody came to us today and they were like, oh, I ended up buying it, so this is why the review is here. All in all, it's a very, very good fragrance. They do Vanisia candles these days, but they don't do the fragrance anymore, I believe. So that's interesting. But for me, this is a very vintage fragrance, and you have to be in that old style to like it. And I am, but I don't like Shalimar. And by rights, I really should, but I don't. And that's why it's got to go. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. I will see you again soon.